So you've been to the dump.
Oh,
How's
few
it look
times.
out there?
Not very good.
Isn't it wild?
Ketchup packets for some people.
hey, bro. Like, I was pissed, though, because, like, I love that new Whataburger, like, the super hot one, the number 2. Have you had that ketchup? Number 2, it's like Tabasco. Super good.
You don't eat that trash.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't eat fast food. I know I'm fat, but I just don't.
Yeah. Either way, I stepped out of my truck and the whole area, the size of many cars, was all ketchup packets.
Dude.
And I was falling all over the place. The dump truck next to me was stuck. Turns out when your wheels are covered in ketchup, you can't go nowhere. Like,
Well, so what do you think of the dump? I mean, it's a
Just what
massive
it is.
amount of shit
Yeah, a lot.
being dumped at a high rate.
They just kind of push around, pile more on.
I mean, have you seen the beginning part? Have you seen how they come in and they strip that down? I don't know how deep of a hole they dig. I don't know if it's 50, 60, 100.
I don't know, just that water holding hole they got out there is
Well,
crazy.
it starts off that deep. I don't know if they dig down into the water table or right above the top of it.
I don't know, but that's also such a big mountain that shouldn't be there. You don't know where it actually starts at.
No, they do dig a hole.
Oh, I believe that. I'm just saying, like, it's hard to tell in perspective when you're on top of
Yeah.
it where the actual
Yeah.
thing started. Because
Well,
just
they
keep-
dig a hole and they line it with plastic, and then they put some dirt in there, and then they dig a hole, and then they put some more plastic down, and then they put some more dirt, and then you put your trash in. So it's got however many layers of plastic. I don't know how many layers. I just know that's how the hole is. I seen it in Corsicana. I seen them.
Them like starting out the.
Yeah, starting out, and anyways, then you just back up to the edge and you dump down in there, and then they stack it up. I don't know if they stack it up level with Mother Earth or if they keep going.
I
and
think
just keep
they
building
push
a
all that
mountain
dirt off and then they layer it because they put those big PVC columns in too to let the gas out.
to let the gas out, but they keep bringing more dirt in.
Like
you
a
know, it's
flare out
got it's
there.
like trash, dirt, dirt, but it's really dirt and trash mixed together at that point because when those big skid loaders are bringing that dirt back, it's like
What was it like?
Then-
In those wheel loaders with those big steel
And they-
drum things on them, they just tear up everything.
they tear up everything. But they got like scrapers and dump trucks bringing dirt up there, and you get there at different times of the day. You get to see different phases of it. But I was like, man, if they really cared about the environment, if your generation really cared about the environment, they would try to figure out how to not have landfills. You know, like what goes into a landfill that could be recycled? What do you think?
It's like all the water bottles, like what we talked about the other day.
Fucking plastic.
And I think that's kind of the thing. It's like it's the theory of one, you know? Like you start with one thing, like we're no longer going to put that out there. How much of a difference would that make?
Well, they did away with plastic straws for the entire United States because they said they're ending up in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, killing turtles.
They're killing turtles somewhere. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking, how'd they ever get there? Seems to me it's like an isolated problem. If I'm drinking on a deck, my straw goes in the ocean.
Well, I mean, you see like all that trash in the Pacific garbage patch?
But
where it's just
isn't
piled up,
China
like-
just dumping their trash in the ocean?
Somebody's doing it. I mean, whatever country it is or whatever ship it is, it's just out there throwing their shit overboard.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff lost at sea, but I mean,
No, I mean, I think for years ships just threw their trash overboard.
no, I know.
Like,
And
just
but there's also like
Fucking it out the
a
side.
million containers that don't make it here from China.
It's so crazy.
I
Just a
mean,
container
like,
floating out there in the
they're
ocean.
just out there somewhere with consumer goods in them. So this is
That's where your IKEA furniture's at, buddy. It's
this
just
is
floating.
this is the trash that somebody put in the ocean, and it could be
Well, and this is creating a whole different problem, right? Because it breaks down. It's got microplastics now floating in the water column down there.
oh yeah, no, it's a terrible problem, and it's plastics. And do you know where you can recycle plastic at? Do you have a clue? If you wanted to do it, if you wanted to be a good Samaritan, where could you take it?
Every once in a while, you'll see a blue trash can.
Yeah, but that's
Well, but like in where I live, if you're in the city limits and you get that, you have to pay extra to have that trash can.
Really?
It's not part of the service. Like it's like if you want the recycling tub, you had to have it.
But where can
Or
you
had to pay
take
for it.
your plastic? Where can you take that bottle today? Like I know where I can recycle metal at. That's why
Well, there's
crackheads
nowhere to
probably.
convert that into money.
Well, you don't even. It'll say on here.
No, that's what would solve the problem. If you
No,
could
it
convert
says-
that into money somewhere,
It says
please
right
recycle.
here where you can convert it into water into money.
where's that?
You can get a nickel on it right here.
In states that do that.
Yes, Oregon.
only-
Hold on. Oregon, 10 cents. Connecticut, Hawaii, ME, Maine.
Maine.
Okay. New York, 5 cents. California, CRV. What's CRV? Cost replacement value? What would
Cash
CRV be?
refundable value. Cash refundable value.
Wow.
So it's a
My-
refund. The 5 cents isn't. It's not a payment. It's a refund. You're basically renting it like a.
California redemption value. 5 cents for containers less than 24 ounces. 10
Man, we
cents
are all
for
talking of
containers
our
larger
ass.
than
This is
24.
fun. We're just guessing our way through this.
No, but
I like it. You
it
get the
says right
facts.
here, and this is made with 100% recycled plastic. Have you noticed that every water bottle now is made with 100% recycled plastic? Chucky Norris, 100% recycled plastic, woman-owned business. This is amazing stat considering the youngest person here, whose generation is concerned about the planet, doesn't know where he can recycle a water bottle.
Well, and look, I've seen it before where I've taken the time to take like boxes or something out to a recycle point, like where I used to live, and they didn't actually have anything to do with it, so they were just pushing it into the pile with the trash. Like you're showing up after you've done all this work, and they're just pushing it into the big pit to load in with all the other trash.
So plastics. You talk about hydrocarbons. You want to lower your use of hydrocarbons, lower the amount of plastic that has to be made from acetylpropylene or whatever it is, because there's a big plant.
I mean, that tells you the mix. I can't read it. It'll
no,
tell
no,
you
no,
on there.
but the hydrocarbon. They took natural gas. They took a plant in Pittsburgh, and they change it into material that they can make plastic bottles with, or any plastic with, and that's never going to end. You can buy a Tesla right now. Now, while they did quit putting in real leather, so no cow will have to die, it will still have a lot of petroleum involved in its.
I prefer llama leather.
I don't care what
mama
leather.
llamas, just
But
really soft.
How much hydrocarbons are in a Tesla?
I don't know how much. I mean, have you seen them lithium pits in China?
Not worried about the lithium pits. I'm talking about just the physical car that's sitting there.
A ton. I mean, there's a lot of.
And what about
plastic
the
in
costs
car.
that you can't really measure?
Yeah, you can't.
Like
but
all the operational costs that go into just
I
running
do
the
feel
very
like
thing
Elon,
that makes
if we
it.
asked him that, he could tell us that answer.
he definitely can tell you that answer, but that's not what I'm saying. If every single human in the United States all of a sudden had the infrastructure to recycle
Dude,
plastic,
I agree.
and you didn't have to pay extra for your can,
Sure.
and the only thing you had to do within your household is have an extra trash can for
Yeah.
the plastics. Now, our generation, you know what our generation told us? This is what they taught me in the first grade. I don't know. You were a little bit older than me.
Go ahead.
What do you think about Amazon? When you hear Amazon, what do you think?
Well, there wasn't going to be any forest left. It was completely
None.
going to be gone, burned down,
Not burned.
burned down, cut down,
Not burned.
deforested.
Like burned down. They were just down there setting
Well,
fire.
I mean, there was fires forever. Like
What was going to cause the?
they were
the-
clearing it for cattle production or whatever else, forestry, whatever they were using down there.
Poor Spoonie, he didn't get his proper liberal indoctrination.
I guess not.
It was because of paper. So when we were children and we would use paper at school, the science books told us that acid rain was going to kill us,
That's true.
the hole in the ozone layer was going to kill us, and that we weren't going to have any more rainforests because we were wasting paper.
I don't remember that part, the wasting paper, but
They said.
I mean, they did, but I think that was to build. I mean, we know now that was probably just to build the recycled paper industry.
I don't know if it was.
I
to
mean,
build
I don't know.
I don't know anybody that's getting wealthy recycling paper. So if you know them, if we could get wealthy recycling paper,
No, I'm
we need
not
to switch
saying that.
careers right now.
But they had to justify that business. Somebody had to justify recycled paper.
Or the recycled paper business saved the rainforest.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't believe that we were cutting down mahogany trees, in the rainforest to make paper out of. I mean, that's what they were telling us. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense because you don't use the same kind of pulpwood that they were just clear cutting down there.
I don't know what they were doing. I wasn't there. I was a
Yeah.
fucking 6-year-old. I was a 6-year-old being shouted at about my paper usage, being told that if my mom uses hairspray, she's going to kill us, and that if I use too much paper,
I
we're
think
not going
the
to have
acid
rain
rain
for
was
us.
the best one. Like, it was just like you won't be able to go outside. The rain will hurt you.
Just
Like,
burn your skin
you'll have to
off.
run inside.
You went to homeschool, so you didn't get that.
I mean, yeah, you heard about acid rain, but never anything about it.
Well, I went to
really.
that private school for the first 5
You
years.
heard about
That's
acid
probably one.
rain?
Yeah, knew what it was, but
Oh, that it existed.
yes.
Huh.
But
They must have had some old textbooks.
So I told you the other day, Zoe asked me, like, what happens if there's a war? I'm like, I don't know. There's always some shit. Because, like, our parents, it was nuclear war. Like, they were worried about a nuclear holocaust. With us, it was acid rain, the ozone layer. Like, there's always some thing that
do you
every
realize-
generation has to worry about.
Do you realize how hopeless it is if you sit around right now and all of a sudden you got a paper straw?
Yeah, which suck, by the way.
They do suck. You're just a
They're
child. You're just a child, and all of a sudden there's a paper straw in your life. You don't like it. It goes soggy. You can't no longer suck through it.
worst.
You know what I mean? And now little Braxton here is asking me, Dad, why do I got to use this bullshit ass straw? And I'm like,
But what's crazy is we just don't have a better technology than a wax paper straw.
no, they do. They do have them now.
I understand a plastic straw, but there's got to be something better.
Capitalism solved that real quick. You get them now. You get the plastic straw that is biodegradable.
Oh, okay.
You get it. They made it with the quickness. They realized this wasn't the answer that fast, and they had a solution for that problem almost instantaneously. But could you imagine little Bracky here having to explain to him, like, Braxton, ask me why we don't have paper straws.
Why don't we have paper straw?
Because you're murdering fucking turtles, you little
Yeah,
piece of
you're a
shit.
murderer.
I'm
You're a
poor.
murderer.
I
You
just
Do you know the reason the sea turtles haven't made a comeback? Because you wanted your little milk with the thing that popped in the top with a plastic straw.
I've never thrown a straw in the ocean.
No,
Wow.
no, you did, you little piece of
I've
shit.
never
Yeah.
done it.